In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take text and animate it. So we're going to do something that looks kind of like this. So either animating the text, but also adding text. So let's just jump into Blender. And actually, before you do that, you may want to go to this website called defont.com. And what this allows you to do is just download fonts. And I'm going to find a font that's not too crazy, maybe a little bit more blocky. Nothing too skinny. I'm going to try and go for this one. This one still might be a little bit on the risky side, but I'm going to go for it. So you download it first, and then if you're in Chrome, it'll go down here, but if you're in Firefox, go ahead and just click on the open, and it will unzip it. If you're in Chrome, you'll just click on it. And we're looking for, so it unzipped it, we're looking for an TTF or an OTF. So I've got this TTF. So now I need to take this and throw it into the same place where I'm going to save my Blender file. So I'm going to drag that, put it on my desktop, and then I have this 3D graphics folder, and just drop it right in there. So there's my document there, or my text file. So now I can jump over here. I'm just going to do a quick little file, save as, and save this as texture, text, or text animation. It doesn't really matter what you call it, but just save it in the same place as where your font is. So if I look back at my fonts, so there is my text on there, my TTF, and then right here is where I just saved my text animation to. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just delete this cube for now. I might get one later, but I want to first add that text. So I'm going to go to Add and go to Text. As soon as you type that in or put that in, it'll give you a little text box. If you go into Edit mode, you can come in there and press Delete and type in whatever you want that text to say. So I've got my text in there. I want to add my font to it now. So I'll go ahead and click on the A while you have it selected. And if I come in here to font, right here where it says regular, there's a little folder. You can click on that, and it should just throw you right to where your fonts are hopefully downloaded. So I think that's the one I just downloaded. Click Open Font, and there pops in my font that I have. And then I want to do a little bit more, so I'm going to go to Geometry and click on the Extrude, and then you just extrude that out to as wherever you want it to be extruded. So that's how you can put in some simple text in there. So I'm going to take this a little bit further. I'm going to go ahead and add a quick little scene and then do some animation. So with that text in there, I'm going to go ahead and add a plane. So I'm going to go to Mesh, Plane. If I press S to scale and the number 9, that'll just create just a nice big plane. I don't want to make it too big, not much bigger, so I can see my camera. I'm going to take my text and press R to rotate, and then type in 90, and then X, Y, looks like X was the one, and then press return. So that kind of put my text in there. And then I want to make a simple little wall over here. So I'm going to go ahead and actually add mesh and then do a cube. Take that. Maybe I'll come over here and stretch it out by using this, and then bring that in, and then kind of move it up. So now I've got my wall. I'm going to put my text on there, and then just kind of lay that out on there. So I'm going to add a couple textures as well with this. So to add some textures, first off, I'm going to come up here and go to my render view so I can get a little taste of what my lighting looks like. So I'm going to click on my ground first and come over here to this beach ball looking icon. That's the materials, and click New, and go ahead and just name that maybe ground for now. Change that to a base color. You don't have to do that, but I'm going to do that. But if you click on the circle over here, I'm going to jump in and just do an image texture and go ahead and open up that. And then I've already got some textures already saved. So, but if you want to save some textures, just go find some textures. And then I think I will just go ahead and add one of these textures that I want to use. So maybe I'll just click on this one and click open. And then that should put that texture where I want it to be. Okay, and then if I want to add more textures, I could do some more of that. So I'm going to go ahead and get into a little bit of lighting now. So right now I have one light source, and I really don't like that light source. I kind of want to do more of a spotlight. So I'm going to change that light source. So I've got it selected. Click on this icon if it's not already, and I'm going to go over to Spot, and that kind of gives me this nice little spotlight. And I think I'll just kind of use that controller to kind of move it around, position it where I want it to go. I also want to do a little bit more of kind of a fade on the edges there. So to do that, so that I get a little bit more of a fade, I'm going to go over to the blend over here, and you can kind of play with that so it kind of has some blended shapes and stuff. So I've got to have that on there. I'm going to throw in a little bit of color to my text maybe. And then I think I'll do a little bit with my wall as well. It's looking a little plain. So I'll just throw in maybe another texture on there. So image texture, click on the open and find my textures. And maybe I'll just go ahead and click on this one, see how that turns out. Okay, so now I've got my textures on there. I'm going to change that to a different color, I think. So once I've got that on there, I'm going to do a little bit of animation now. So to start with the animation, I'm going to just take this guy and maybe just start off with color. So to do color, I'm going to come over to the animation tab, and if I press Z on my keyboard to get back into the render mode, and then press the letter T to bring these up, or you can click on this to bring those up. I don't really need it if I'm not moving things. So I'm now going to just do a little bit of simple animation. So I've got that on there, and go to the light source. So over the top of my color here, I'm going to press the letter I on my keyboard. Drag my scrubber out, and I'll go out to maybe like 50. Change the color, and then go over the top and press I again. That creates another little keyframe. And then I'll go out to maybe 100 now. Change the color, and maybe I'll go to that, and then press I again. So that gives me just a basic animation of that color and everything. So, and that's how you do some basic color animation. I could also move this if I wanted to. Maybe I'll do a little bit of that. So I'll come back in here, and this time I'm just going to press I over the top of this and do a location rotation scale in case I want to rotate it. And then I'll kind of come out to here, and I'm just going to go ahead and move that and do another I. So now I've got a little bit of movement with there. I think I'll do a little bit of animation with my text now. So I'm going to press I on that, go out to the beginning of it, and then move it maybe just underneath, and press I on that. So now I've got this little animation going on. And then the last thing I did not do anything with is my camera. I want to do a little bit of animation with that. So I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to move it a little bit. So if I press the letter N or click on this little thing, I can go into lock camera view and kind of position that where I want to kind of start. And I think I'm just going to kind of do a little pan to the side on this. So since I'm already selected on the camera, go out this way to the starting point. And then since I'm already in my lock camera view, I can actually come over here and move it, rotate it. We'll see, this might turn out a little weird. Maybe do a little bit of a zoom too. This might turn out weird. And then press I over that. Then I'm going to unlock that. And then that'll kind of show this little animation, and there you go.